30, I call this meeting to order. We have a couple of public hearings this evening. I'd like to introduce you to board. There's Mark Bornstein,
That's good.
Jim Noyes, Jerry Stetson, and I'm Hugh Hurley. We have on the agenda tonight, we have 630 Manley Street, which is Manny Bavinga's project, but we have it in, we actually have two things. We're going to open both of them, and we're going to have to keep going back, being sure just what it is.
Understood.
It's kind of an introduction. Let me read the public hearings in the record. Trying to see. Town of West Bridgewater, notice of public hearing. Notice this hearing is given pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 9, and the West Bridgewater zoning bylaws, Section 4.4, Table of Use Regulations, Commercial and Industrial Uses, Number 2, Contractor Storage Yards, 4.6, Water Resource Protection District, 7.2, Site Plan, and 7.5, Special Permit. An application has been submitted by J.K. Holmgren, Scott Ferrier, on behalf of the owner, MJM Construction Corporation, Inc., and that the West Bridgewater Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, January the 7th, 2026, at the meeting room beginning at 6:30 at the meeting beginning at 6:30 in the McDonald Brown Conference Room of Town Hall. The intent of the plan is to modify the specific special permit site plan approval decision referred, referenced as Town Clerk's File number 413 that allowed for a contractor storage yard and associated improvements at a portion of the property located at 630 Manley Street, currently assessors map number 3, lot 23. This property is located in the Industrial and Water Resource Protection District. A special permit is required for activity in the Water Resource Protection District. A site plan review is part of the special permit process. A copy of the plan is available at the Town Hall office of the Town Clerk. And for the second one, notice is hereby given pursuant to Mass General Laws 48, Section 9, and West Bridgewater zoning bylaws 4.4, Table of Use Regulations, Commercial and Industrial Uses, Number 2, Contractor Storage Yard, 4.6, Water Resource Protection District, 7.2, Site Plan, and 7.5, Special Permit, that an application was submitted by J.K. Holman, Scott Ferrier, on behalf of the owner, MJM Construction Corp. Inc., and the West Bridgewater Planning Board will hold a public hearing at the meeting on Wednesday, January 7th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. in the McDonald Brown Conference Room at Town Hall. The intent of the plan is for a new special permit site plan review, referenced as Town Clerk's File number 435, to allow for a contractor storage yard and associated improvement at a portion of the property located at 630 Manley Street. Current Assessors Map 3, Lot 23. The property is located in the Industrial and Water Resource Protection District. A special permit is required for the activity in the Water Resource Protection District. The site plan review is part of the special permit process. A copy of the plan is available at the office of the Town Clerk for review. Okay, to start things out, I know one is on, you have two lots here, a B1 and a B2, which is which?
Correct, so
Which is
the modification would be B1, which is 630.
The larger solar field, right?
So just to kind of give a little bit of clarity to the situation, the plan that I have in front of you, the entire outline blue property is the current property that you folks issued a site plan approval on back, I believe, late in 2024. It encompassed the entire, at the time, what was called Lot B. Lot A was the building closest to the post office. Lot B was all of the remaining land. We came with a site plan, special permit, conservation filing with the 3 boards to pretty much do what you folks know Manny has done out here. He's got a parking area. The front of it is paved, the back of it is gravel. And as part of that site plan approval, we had a proposed building just behind the wetland area in the middle of the lot.
Which one is that?
That would now be on Lot B1. The building was proposed to be right here.
Okay, so we're looking at B1, okay.
So,
It was on B2 originally, but it moved to B1.
exactly, it was always there, but it was called Lot B originally.
Okay, because
So-
I have the old drawing.
Yeah, so if we just forget about the property being divided for the time being, we had a site plan that approved the building to be in the middle here and the parking in the back. Manny can't build the building because there is a lease to the solar company that encompasses most of the property, and they won't allow him to build the building. He can pave it, he can park trucks, he can do everything, he just can't build a building. So because of that, we came before you folks back in, I'm gonna say April or May, to divide that property into 2 lots, now shown as Lot B1 and B2. B1 encompasses everything that you folks approved, the building site, which is not constructed, all the paving, all the drainage, everything falls on what we're calling now B1. We now have a new proposal in front of you folks, basically for that building, additional parking, drainage, infrastructure, to be now back on Lot B2, outside of the lease area for the solar company, so Manny legally can put a building up over here without any issues. We originally thought, and it wasn't gonna be a big deal, we got a new lot number, no issues. Because it needs a special permit to go to the Board of Appeals, the building inspector, Nick, thought that it was too messy to have 2 special permits from the Board of Appeals, essentially on the same piece of property, so he felt like we had to do a modification with planning and with ZBA. So that's what we have before you tonight, is the application to modify your approval that gave site plan approval to this entire property known as Lot B back in the day, Plot 23, which now the modification would call it Lot B1. Nothing else changes. The drainage is all the same, parking, everything is the same. It's just now there's a lot line cutting the property off.
Are you putting a building on B1?
Not unless he can get the solar company to agree to
Okay,
it.
so,
He's still fighting over it, but as of right now, no.
so we're not looking at a building going on at this hearing?
Right, right. We're still showing it on the plan because it was previously approved. So the modification, all we're asking on the modification is just to change the lot line. Everything else is the same. The number of spaces, the building, the drainage, nothing else changed. It's just the lot line changed.
Does that lot line go through the solar farm?
No, there's a solar up here and the solar down there, so it kind of avoids the 2 solar. So you basically end up with 1 solar field on Lot B1, and the smaller solar field ends up on B2.
On your phase 2 and phase 3, which lot is phase 2?
Phase 2 would be Lot B1, the middle, what we'll call the middle lot.
B1.
Yeah.
And phase 3?
Phase 3 is Lot B2, which now has a street address of 600. So going up towards Brockton, 586 is the big warehouse. Then we've got 600 is, I'll say where the tower is. 630 is the middle lot where we had a building approved that we can't build. And then 686 is the lot near the post office, heading up towards Brockton. So that's the modification that we submitted. We pretty much submitted the modification and the new site plan all at the same time. They were sent out to Pat Brennan. So we've gone back and forth with Pat on the new phase 3 drainage and infrastructure. On the modification, he sent a letter, I believe it was last week, that he had said he has no issues with the modification.
Okay.
As far as phase 3 goes, we're going back and forth on the drainage, so we're not, we're not ready for you folks to look into that. We haven't had a conservation meeting yet, we still have that to come up, and we still have to final things with Pat.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause
On the phase three.
I know he had some concerns.
Yes,
So, phase 3 is lot B2, right?
correct,
Okay.
yes. So in my mind, the easiest thing to do would be to vote on the modification, if I may be so forward as saying it, but to vote on the modification where Pat says there's no issue, then we clean that off the table and there's no more confusion, we can clean off Hughes area, get rid of that,
Okay, so.
continue the hearing, because we're still dealing with Concom and planning, come back in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whenever you do, and just talk about Lot B2, Phase 3.
Okay, so,
So if none of the conditions change, all that this is really doing is having file number 413 refer to lot B1,
Correct.
and that's all we need.
And a new set of plans, I guess, just so 20 years from now, when somebody looks at
yeah.
it, they'll see the new lot lines, I guess. But
Yep.
nothing else changed, you're right.
You basically put a lot, divided the two lots, or
Exactly.
divided it into two lots.
Correct. Correct.
And you're not gonna do anything with the B. That's gonna, the A,
B1.
one is gonna stay the way it's been built.
Exactly. I mean, who know, if the solar people called him tomorrow and said, Manny, guess what, we don't care, build the building, he'll build the building that you folks approve.
That I don't that's kinda crazy. That's,
They feel like the building theoretically would be an obstruction to them using the property, where putting a parking lot down is not an obstruction, because they'll just say, Manny, you gotta move your trucks.
and the tractor trailers are probably taller than the building.
For sure, but they're easier to move than a building. So
And
that's
the
their point.
building's gonna be almost out at the street.
Yeah, it would be,
It's not like they're putting a 60-story building.
you're right, but it's a big corporation, you gotta deal with attorneys and deal with everybody in
I don't
there.
even know if anybody, I don't even know who
They've
the
got somebody
company
to
is
deal
now.
with, because Manny has dealt with them, and of course, they want a crazy amount of money to allow him to do the building, to, release him from any.
I always thought the solar farms went with his property.
Yeah, so they do, but the lease,
Oh, that's,
the leaseholders on these things pretty much turn into the owners. They have more control than the owners do, so.
So are you looking to get that approved with the buildings and all of that?
With exactly everything that you would approve previously, the building, the pavement, the drainage, utilities, all the infrastructure, everything's the same, just the lot line.
We had approved this building before?
Yes, yep, Like I said.
because it's a carbon copy of the building that's already.
exactly,
Same,
exact same.
all the restrictions, all the.
Yeah, and at the time, just so you don't think, we weren't trying to pull one over on you or anything, at the time, in Manny's preliminary conversations with the solar people, all they said is, yeah, as long as it doesn't stop us from getting to our solar fields, we don't care what you do. But then when it came down to actually signing on the dotted line saying you can do it, they said, no, our attorney said we can't do that. So that's what led us to say, all right, well, we gotta divide the property, do a phase 3. It's, obviously, it would have been a lot easier if we came to you 3 years ago when we started this and said, here's what we're looking to do, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Right now, we just want phase 1 and just to kind of be upfront with you folks, but it just hasn't.
So that must be the reason why the solar company has actually spent a little time on their property.
Yeah,
They put signs up and
Yep.
gates and all
Yep.
that stuff, because since it's been built, there was never anything.
I think,
You're
once
lucky if
a
they-
year they stop by.
They paid some kid $10 an hour to run through a lawnmower until he got tired.
Exactly, yep, that's about right. And then just to keep in the loop with everything else, conservation does not feel like they need a modification because now there's a new address, so their new order of conditions that they would issue would now be for lot number 600 as opposed to 630, so they don't need a modification. Once you folks vote on it, we go back to the Board of Appeals, I think February, whatever their meeting is on the 5th, for the modification to the Board of Appeals special permit. So hopefully you guys go first, and then the Board of Appeals will modify their original approval. And then that'll just leave the phase 3 for you, Conservation, and Board of Appeals to act on.
Could have made this simpler. I don't think it could have made it any harder.
Nope.
More
No, it's tricky and
But you could have
confusing.
made it simpler.
Yep, I agree. But I do agree with Nick, in the end, it's a lot cleaner doing it this way. You know, we'll have 3 separate lots with 3 separate street addresses, with 3 separate
businesses.
approvals, so it's 3 separate everythings instead of having, you know, all multiple approvals on one property. It just gets very messy and easy to miss.
I know that Tracy wanted us to do the usual confirm or find that this, that, and everything else, but can we not just confirm that the findings or whatever, we've already done the work. I don't know why we have to do it again, if we're just modifying the permit.
This is just modifying because the property line changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
yeah,
we're
just-
just voting to accept the property line change.
As a modification.
I
So
mean,
we
he's
could just-
asking for nothing else other than that modification.
affirm that the
change.
findings of the original permit are still
Still in
valid,
existence, yeah.
and that this permit will now reference whatever the plan date is, plan name, plan date, and
And that there's a new address of 600,
Yeah.
referring to the second lot. Compared, you know, I don't know if you want to word it, that 630 conforms to everything that we voted previous. I mean, he's divided the line and made a new street number. But nothing else is changing.
That's right.
I don't think we need to make it more complicated.
It looks like Pat was looking at them both at the same time.
And he just slips in, you've got to look for it, he just slips in 2 sentences, Mr. Chairman, where he says he has no issues with, on the second page, right under comments, right in the beginning, he says, please note that the below comments are related to the Phase 3 project, as we have no comments on the Phase 2 modification. Sorry.
You did kind of slip that in.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Thank you. I missed too.
that's, I had to read it a couple times and I highlighted it just so I knew it would
Okay.
be easy to miss.
Now, the phase 3, that's a new building.
Correct,
So that's all new stuff.
agreed.
New activity, new.
New drainage, new pavement, pretty much the same stuff we've been doing everywhere else, but entirely new stuff.
So, okay, and Pat agrees with what you're saying, that there's nothing new.
On the modification, correct?
On phase 2,
Exactly,
which is B1, the top one. rather.
you've got it. And we've got work to do on the Phase 3 with Pat to satisfy his concerns.
Okay. Let's discuss the other one, and then we'll come back to just approving it because the only change was the property line.
Agreed.
But let's just talk about it before we take a motion, so we
Sure.
don't have to do any
All right,
backtracking.
so the next one, we're calling Phase 3, which is 600 Manley Street. And we just talked plenty about what we're looking to do, but just to give you the overall view that would show everything, it does show that previously approved building, again, on the Phase 2, so I hate to even bring it up, but here's the lot line going right through the property. Phase 2, Phase 3, same thing, a roadway that comes in, that's all gravel, and then up around the building, this squared off area would have pavement. Same conditions we'd be looking for as we did everywhere else. Signage all the way around the gravel area that says no vehicles to be parked in that area. And then the paved area up in the front around a 60 by 120 building. Pretty much the same building that we built over here and that we proposed over there. Drainage, both some subsurface drainage and some surface detention basins proposed. Everything else would remain out there. The radio tower that's standing out there currently would stay. And they've got a building out there with their equipment in it. You know, a small building, a shed basically. All of that stuff stays and is kind of tucked away at the corner. So, as I said, it's pretty much the same as all the other ones. We've got the ditch going through the property that we've got to deal with conservation on, that we would be proposing to fill in and hard pipe it to get to the back, like we've done on the other sections on the property. So it's pretty much the same stuff as we've done on the other ones, just dealing with the funky shapes and the in the existing lease area that's already out.
Will the
that we can't-
driveway that's on the property line to the warehouse be abandoned?
No, it's gonna stay as, kind of as an emergency access.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
mainly to
still,
get to that tower, because
Yeah.
otherwise you gotta go,
exactly, the tower people, and the solar people typically use that to get out into the back as opposed to driving through
yeah, okay.
all, especially a year ago when there was nothing to drive through. It was a mess to drive through.
Yeah.
So everybody's been in the habit of using that easement alongside the warehouse. So it's gonna stay, you know, there's legal documents that allow it, so it's just easier for everybody, more convenient to keep it there, to kind of separate those people from the rest of Manny's businesses.
And the roadway coming in there, from there, can they get to the building? He looks like he's parking trailers, right?
Yep, you'd be able to get around, it's tight, get around the radio tower and sneak in that way.
You got parking spaces there.
We would go between the parking spaces and the lot line, but it's probably neater, Mr. Chairman, if I knock off a couple of spaces and allow for a roadway to go right through. So I'll make that change.
Is that gonna be the primary access rather than having people coming through where all the...
That's what that would be the plan.
This would be the
Yep,
primary.
yep. The plan right now, and you know, these things always change, so don't hold me to it. The plan right now is the company that's leasing the post office spot wants a building more for their offices than anything else. So, you know, they want a separate facility that they can have their offices, bookkeepers, accountants, secretaries, everything like that in there, so
So are they
certainly.
gonna be in both places?
No, the company would be, but that would be more of
Oh, okay.
the workers, and
Yeah.
then this will be more of the front office in the back. So they'll have their separate building and keep the two parties separate. So that being the case, they would certainly rather use that separate entrance that's outside of all the tractors and trailers and any heavy equipment.
Okay, you're calling a proposed contractor's buildings.
Yep,
So is it for contractors, or is it, or has he already got a tenant that's not a contractor?
no, again, it's gonna be for them, that's the plan. I mean, they may use a bay or two.
Are they contractors, huh? Who is it?
The dumpster, is it AW Waste? I forget the name of the company now.
Star
Okay.
Waste, all right.
Star Waste, right.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep.
It's part of the...
So they want to relocate the majority of their business to this site. So I do have it labeled Contractors Bay. I mean, the plan right now is pretty much a half and half thing. They would have a little bit of a garage, and then the rest of it would be the office.
Yeah, so you got 120 by 60
Yep,
buildings, so you got two 60 square.
exactly. 260 by 60 buildings, correct.
Okay. So, all these squares are trailer, tractor trailers?
Exactly. Except for in front of the building, then along the side there would be employee parking, obviously the smaller spaces would be employee parking.
How many are there?
Oh, that's a fair question, Mr. Chairman.
Just a rough number. Look,
30 regular spaces. Yeah, 29 regular spaces. Oh, I know it was here somewhere. I'm gonna say another 100 truck spaces, Mr. Chairman.
100 trucks.
Yeah. If you didn't put me on the spot, I would have the number here somewhere.
Oh, the truck spaces are gonna have to be paved, right? To meet the
Yeah,
up-
you're right,
upfront
you're right. I said
specification.
truck spaces, but truck/trailer spaces, so correct. The trucks would have to go in the paved area.
Because all his refuse trucks, I have not seen a trailer, so
Right.
that's all,
Yep.
each have their own motors.
Exactly, and they're all in the paved areas.
Yeah.
Now, Engineer Brennan's last concern was the motorized vehicles that have a potential to leak should not be stored on gravel areas. And I think it's coming to be, their trailers one day and the next day they have to be trucks is just to pave the whole thing. I know Manny probably doesn't want to do it, but the operation he's got there, and we're looking to protect the water resource. You haven't been at all before Concom yet, have you?
We have a hearing the 17th, I'll say, coming up.
Okay, so
Yep.
it just.
And that's why I said we've got time to finalize everything with you folks, because we still need to go through conservation and go through Pat's, get Pat's final letter. I think, at least as far as what he's got now for the existing gravel areas, both on lot B1 and at the post office lot at 686, I think he's done a pretty good job making sure that, no vehicles go on the gravel areas, that it's just dry trailers on the gravel area. It's obviously just a huge expense to pave the whole thing just for trailers. Just for the dry trailers with no vehicles attached to them. I'm sure that's why Manny hasn't
Right.
proposed just paving the whole thing.
It's
You have some vehicle parking, you have some on the paved area, and you have
Yes.
some off the paved area?
All of these other spaces here
Well,
are on.
down by the radio tower.
Yeah, this heavy line is the limit of paving.
Right, so you have some vehicles.
We do have
Go-
some
Go down to the,
Yep.
keep going over there,
Yep.
to the right, right in that area.
Yep.
So those are vehicle parking,
The regular parking spaces would be for employees.
but they'll be off the pavement.
There's 8 of them that are on the gravel, 8 or 10, whatever that number is.
I think I'd rather have them on the pavement.
Yeah,
Yeah, they would too. If you'd like, I can extend it to make sure that they're.
Yeah,
those
I
spaces
prefer,
are
yeah,
entirely
if they're gonna be sitting there for an extended period
Sure.
and, motor vehicles, I think those at least should be on the pavement.
Okay.
I did have that caused me, I know, now that you pointed out the line, it's just,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
clear now, but I think
No,
at
you're
least those
100% right,
single,
yes,
yeah.
yes. No,
it looks kind of arbitrary, just cutting diagonally right across the parking lot.
Yeah.
And if there's cars parking there, it needs to be under pavement,
Yeah,
on top of pavement. So
Anything that's got a working motor.
exactly. Whether it's a 18-wheeler or a little Yugo, it needs to be on
And
pavement.
we questioned the 14-horse lawnmower.
Right. So you're right. So that line does need to change.
And Russell, how can we guarantee that they never leave a tractor attached to the trailer overnight? in there, at which point now it's a vehicle parking
I
in
mean, realistically, you know, by you guys driving by the building inspector, by your regular enforcement agencies, and honestly, you know, Manny's
Manny moved.
pretty strict out there and runs a pretty tight ship and has, you know, has them agree to these conditions. You know, they sign papers saying they agree to it. You know, he doesn't want to get in trouble with you guys because ultimately he's the owner. If they do park vehicles on the gravel, you're gonna come down on him, not on Star Waste.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want that because he's got bigger fish to fry in the town than just this.
there. I know
So,
he does, yeah.
I mean, that's it. So for right now, the best we can do is Manny's word and Manny's policing ability on his property.
I know the Concom will be doing the water resource there, but, the water drainage. But how do you control the drainage off of, it comes off of those trucks?
Yep. It's
What page are we on?
page C5. So the site grades off, you know, it's got a pretty good slope to it, but you can see we have this heavy dash line here. So there's a 15-foot wide, basically a riprap level spreader right there. So all of the runoff, whatever runoff we get from the proposed gravel area, whatever doesn't infiltrate, the runoff goes through that level spreader, which gives us the TSS removal that we're looking for to satisfy stormwater management. So that, in addition to the stormwater basin, which is, you know, we also have some catch basins proposed within the gravel area, and then the drainage structures themselves within the paved area. But all of the gravel area is graded off to shed into that level spreader. And then ultimately just continue on its downgrade slope to the wetland.
What is the buffer to it? Is there some wetland?
There's wetlands behind us.
Okay, but up in that loop, you're right.
Yeah, that wetland is the existing ditch that's there that we're, as part of the
Oh, okay,
application.
all right, see, I see.
Yeah, we're filling it in, so you know, it's one of those tricky things. Right now, it's a buffer zone. A year from now, there will be no buffer zone, but we still need to show it as a buffer zone today. So, yeah, so that big looping buffer zone would be gone after we construct the phase 3.
And that's where most of these, that's where about 80% of your truck parking is, all in.
Correct, all in through that
with
area.
that.
Right.
So really, shouldn't you get that straightened away with Concom before you even come to see us?
Well, that's what I said. If we could straighten out the modification, just so we don't have to think about it anymore,
And put this
and
one
then
on,
continue for a month, and
and then
knowing,
continue this one.
yeah, exactly. Knowing we're going to conservation on the 17th, I'm pretty sure by the 17th I'll have a clean letter from Pat. Not that conservation's going to close it out in one hearing, but if you continued us to at some point in February, I'm pretty sure we'll come back to you in February with a order of conditions from conservation and a clean letter from Pat Brennan.
Okay, so we can, as far as this one is concerned, we can just put the whole thing on hold.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this was just an
And
introduction.
then we'll come back and now we'll be looking at one thing.
Exactly.
And it'll be, okay.
We don't have to talk about phase 2 after tonight.
Okay. All right.
And I wish life was easier, Mr. Chairman,
I wish it was too.
for all of
But
us.
trying to get this whole thing, that now you're finally making sense.
Thank you.
And I
After how many years?
And I think, what is, how the rest of you think before?
I have no problems because we just, I mean, there's too much up in the air on that 600.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And
And the other one, he's pretty much done, and he keeps it policed, and
Everybody knows my truck.
Hmm.
I drive through and they call Manny. So-and-so in the
He's
gray
here.
truck.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
They do,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Yeah,
The guy from, was it Littlefield?
Yeah.
He hates me.
yeah.
I literally hates me.
No,
because he
man.
didn't want, I caught him 2 or 3 times trying to change oil in the trucks in
Yeah.
the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Manny's told me, and he goes over, you've gone over and
Yeah.
chewed him out, and
Manny,
Manny
I
chews
was
him
with
out.
Manny one day, Manny caught me in the parking lot, made me
Yeah.
go right over with him
Yeah.
while he chewed the guy out.
Yeah, just so they don't think it's him being a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I go through there 4 or 5 times a week, because my daughter lives up in the neighborhood. so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as he keeps doing that for another 20 or 30 years, that's
At least for a year.
your guarantee.
He'll be around. If it's only his ghost or hanging over it.
Well,
It'll be something.
and we've got a good building inspector now who
Yeah,
is staying with it.
yeah, I agree.
Nick has jumped, because he's all over, all the neighbors up there are towing the line. There's some
Yep.
other problems
Yep.
that he's found
Yep.
that were violations that never were looked at.
Yep.
Okay, this being a special permit, we all have to be in agreement. Does everybody think it's a good idea to approve the amendment, being the lot change to phase 2, and then you'll have to make a request to when you'll be continuing to, so we can vote on it.
Please.
In an open meeting, you can do it, so.
Sure.
Actually, you need writing? Yeah.
I think I can just verbally request it.
I think
You can give me the date, Tom.
The
Okay.
second one, 17?
Okay.
No.
You want to do it in February?
Yeah. If you have two, the second one would.
18?
18.
Okay.
Okay, the first meeting in February, I'm not going to be available. 2 days before that, I'm having a hip replacement, so I will be useless that day. So let's go for the second one. That'll be 2 weeks. At least, if I couldn't get out, I could at least do a Zoom.
Agreed.
2 days after, I'm not doing a Zoom.
No.
I'm not gonna get on.
Nope.
Yeah, you'll be walking around.
Yeah, right.
But he'll be cranky. We don't want to come that night.
No, I probably won't be cranky. I'll probably be a
be
la-la
loopy.
land. That's the problem.
You hope.
So,
Makes it a lot easier.
So February 18th would be preferable, Mr. Chairman, if we
Okay,
could
then.
continue that one.
I can do that. So, now, Tracy has written up some nice approvals. Let me just. Check if this is,
So just to confirm, everything on B1 is exactly the same as what was approved
Agreed.
prior?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Someday the solar company will give up.
I mean, we can go through all the rigmarole, but it just seems like,
They never made any conversations to us.
No,
I mean, we received nothing. They maybe talked to him, but,
yeah.
you know, during all the other meetings, we never heard anything from him.
It took him a while to track them down to be able to talk to somebody about what, because originally, to be honest, he was just gonna put the building there. And Attorney Burke said, you know, you're foolish if you just do that, because if they drive by, you know, you're just opening up the can of worms. So it took him quite a bit of time to track them down. Even though they send him a check once a year for the lease, he still didn't have a name and a number to call.
I never heard any reference other than it was, what's his name, Solar Field, they
Yeah.
called it. Yeah.
this,
Spadia's, exactly.
Spadia's Solar Field.
And we just, it's the solar company, no idea who they are.
Yeah.
We just call them the solar
and
company.
they just
Are they the
float
same
around.
one that bought Spadia's?
I honestly
Did
don't
they buy
know.
the other solar field that's over on the other side of the highway?
I believe so,
Okay.
but I don't know that for sure.
Okay. Okay. Donna, if you look at Tracy's on page 10 and 11.
Okay. Okay.
And she's got the whole thing here, which is all what we did before.
Although again, we're not issuing a new special permit, right?
No, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, the way she's got it written, move to find that application for a special permit pursuant, it's just,
Yeah, I don't know why, just a simple motion of accepting, we don't need to go through spelling everything out.
Accepting the modification that the lot lines have been changed.
yeah,
And the dividing into two.
But they do not affect the,
Yeah, I don't think we need to spell out a whole new special
No,
permit.
yeah, affirm that the conditions, the findings and conditions of the special permit,
Still in existence.
yeah, and then we'll do another one affirming and finding the conditions of the
The new lot.
water resource.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have a separate thing of special permit
but
things for the 600 lot.
phase 3, we're just gonna be.
Is it just acknowledging it's a new and a modification?
Yeah, just, yeah,
Because we-
references the new plan.
We're not even acting on
Correct.
phase 3.
Right, right.
All we're doing is,
On the lot line, technically.
That's phase 2.
Which,
Correct.
yeah, I mean, if you move a lot line, it's still the same lot. I mean, yeah. And
yeah, but the trouble is the permit is written around a specific lot.
Right, yeah.
And now.
That's exactly what it is. It's a specific street address, lot number.
Yep.
Now that's all changed, so there's a difference.
Have you got the book and page where the Form A was recorded?
Yes.
Because I think we should make that part of it, make reference to that.
Yep, it's on page 2 of the modification, but it's book 69, page 137.
691.
137.
I mean, we'll have a big blown up special permit type thing on the new one when it's
Oh,
finally
yeah,
decided.
and then we'll go through all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think it'd be less confusing than, I mean, yeah, it's gotta be recorded. I mean, it just modifies
Yeah,
the special
it's-
permit
yeah.
issued, whatever, number 413.
When they're getting a big multi-million-dollar mortgage somewhere, and they're doing the title insurance plan, and they
Yep.
they go check it, and they say, look, he sold off something, and what is the land on?
Yep.
So
I mean, if he hadn't talked to us about the phase 3, it just came in with dividing the lot, there'd be no discussion.
Well, we could have divided the lot, but it would leave his permit kind of in limbo when somebody's doing a title
Yep.
exam, when a big chunk of.
It wouldn't match.
A big chunk of what they're
Right.
they're going to be giving millions of dollars out
Yeah.
on a loan.
You'd have a special permit on 20 acres, but now you'd be getting title insurance and a mortgage on 5 acres.
Yeah.
The two wouldn't jive.
The red flags would be
Yeah.
flying high.
So this makes sure 10 years from now, everything's in line and in order
Okay,
and traceable.
okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing for,
Do we need to vote?
no, we gotta close the public hearing. So we have two public hearings open. We're gonna close the phase 2, which is on
So moved.
parcel B1.
Correct.
So moved to close.
We got a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have closed the hearing on that. So we will now vote to approve the amendment that amounts to a new lot configuration shown on a plan on a plan book 69,
I had that.
137.
Okay.
What more do we need to add? That's basically it.
Yeah, I would just say, yeah.
Modification
well,
of the parking lot.
yeah, affirm the previous findings of whatever it is, special permit 413.
Okay. Yes, all right. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, affirm the findings of special permit 413 are now applicable to 630 Manley Street as shown on the set of drawings for phase two.
69-137.
What's that?
69-137.
That's the plan book for the
Yeah.
plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're talking about
The site plan set.
the number for the special permit,
Yeah.
which is,
413.
Yeah,
okay.
town clerk's file number 413.
Okay, all right. Donna, could you read that back to us, please?
No. That you're approving amendment to the Phase 2B1 modification.
Phase 2 on lot B1.
Yeah, okay, there we go, okay. That's under special permit 413, town clerk's special permit 630 Manley Street.
Okay. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? This being a motion to last, has to vote. Mark, how do you vote?
In favor?
Jim, how do you
Aye.
vote? How do you vote?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the vote is unanimous as a four present. Okay, now we get rid of that one then. There's half the problem.
There we go.
Now,
More than half.
Now, you're right. Now we go on to the phase 3, which is on lot B2, which is, in the future shall be known as number 600 Manley Street. And we have a request to continue it to
February 18th.
17th.
18th.
18th.
Okay. Yeah, all right, excuse me. I was looking at, okay, Concom is on the 17th. Okay, so we'll close the public hearing, so I entertain a motion
You
to
already
close.
closed. Are you
We
doing
only
separate?
close.
Not
we only-
close, continue.
Continue, excuse me. Continue.
Okay,
Continue 600.
Okay.
Correct.
yes.
So moved to continue 600.
We
Second.
have a motion, and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, folks.
Ready?
We done?
Excuse me, the ZBA review, you had.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
just-
if that was.
You just gotta get it.
Okay,
We are also, we're asked to, the ZBA is doing something, and they wanted, so anything zoning board, they ask our input on it. So, what are they,
Typically, they won't vote until both you and Conservation have. So right now, we're on their agenda for, I'll say February 8th, whatever their meeting is. So we're gonna have to continue that meeting until their March meeting. At which point, hopefully when we come in March, we'll have your approval and Conservation approval. But they would not, they won't hear us at all on that February meeting without the other two boards. So,
so it is, as far as,
I mean, I would think your comment right now is you're
Yeah.
in the process of reviewing.
Donna, notify in writing the ZBA that we are continuing.
Sure, to
That's-
February
That's our
18th.
response.
Yep, I agree.
And I don't think we need a, yes, we do need a vote to accept your, no, we just did a
You
vote.
just did.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I'm leaving.
Okay.
All right, very good, thank
All
you.
right.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Good luck on the hip, Mr. Chairman.
okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Nice to meet
And
Good night, Donna.
Good night.
you. He was ready for a new car wash.
we have another,
Mine should be slightly less complicated. Does everybody have a copy?
Yes.
This is gonna be a tough one, because ours won't come in by himself.
okay. Donna, which one of these piles is the,
90, oh, I forgot to give Scott the,
oh, 90, okay, good.
yeah, that's that one. That's the invoice. And I'll give that to- I can email him that.
Just a click here. There's a great big letters.
Isn't there one in there? Oh, you know what, it might be in the,
No, don't worry about it,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
no, I think it is in there though.
Yeah, because it is a lot easier to read
I know.
when you gotta use these goofy things. Okay. The time being 7:25, we're going to open the public hearing for 790 North Main Street. I'll start off by reading the notice as it appeared in the Brockton Enterprise. Notice is hereby given pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 40A, Section 9, and the West Bridgewater zoning bylaws, Section 4.4, Table of Use Regulation, Retail Business, Consumer Services, Number 10, Motor Vehicle Washing Facility, 4.6, Water Resource Protection District, 7.2, Site Plan, and 7.5, Special Permit that an application was submitted by ET Engineering on behalf of the owner, 790 North Main Street LLC, and that the West Bridgewater Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, January 7, 2026, at the meeting held at 6:30 in the McDonald Brown Conference Room at Town Hall. And the intent of the plan is to seek a special permit and site plan approval to improve an existing car wash and make associated improvements at the property located at 790 North Main Street. This is map 12, lot 14. The property is located in the business district and water resource protection district. Special permit is required for the activity in the water resource protection district. A site plan review is part of the special permit process. A copy of the plan is available at the town clerk's office. Yeah. Okay. If you would introduce yourself.
Of course.
And then tell us what you're proposing to do.
My name's Kevin Davis. I'm a professional engineer with ET Engineering. Unfortunately, I know many of you were hoping to see a zoo today, but he is not available, so
We were hoping to see him because we like him, and we always enjoy his company.
he's a great guy. So unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, you have to deal with me today. So I will be here instead. So the site, as you said in your intro, is an existing car wash. The goal of this redevelopment is to essentially spruce up the site, adding new vacuum stalls on the paved areas on the easterly and westerly sides, and evaluating kind of the traffic flow pattern by adding kiosks on the western side of the detention basin. And currently, this is all open and the cars can come any which direction. So we're actually re-navigating traffic patterns so that it's a little more navigable on the site. There are wetlands resources to the northwesterly and southwesterly portions of the site, as well as the easterly portion that were delineated. This has gone through conservation. We've had 3 meetings and have made changes based on their evaluation of the site. This includes a trench stone system on the southerly portion that wraps around, as well as adding a chain link fence area on the southerly and westerly portions of the site. They are planning to repave the area to restore it and make it look new. We think visually this will enhance the site, get rid of all the trash on the site, and various other minor improvements. No structural changes are anticipated at this time. There will be a small amount of trenching for underground piping for the actual vacuum areas on the southerly portion. But other than that, there's not major construction activities anticipated. Unfortunately, there's not too much more to discuss. We're not adding multiple buildings or driveways.
What's happening to the existing building?
It's remaining.
I'm looking at it, it says self-service wash space. It's gonna be, is there gonna be still a drive-through?
There's a
Like
drive-through.
existing?
Yeah, the existing
The
drive-through is
tunnel
remaining.
type drive-through?
Yep. So originally, this building used to be actually cut in half, and then they did an improvement.
It was like L-shaped.
Yes, but that's not what we're not proposing any changes to the structure.
Okay, I was just kinda confused looking at the plan here and trying to relate myself to where the existing building is.
Yeah, so we graded out so we could highlight the actual improvements we're doing. We are at reducing the total impervious area by adding these green spaces in here as much as we can as part of the traffic mitigation plan.
Okay, I'll give this up. This is North Main Street.
And the trench for the kiosk will go around the detention basin.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this.
so the traffic flow pattern will come down
Oh.
here, and they'll move around to the
We're
kiosk.
gonna have to trench to
There we
get to
go.
the kiosk and set that up.
Now I
Power.
see. Now I
The
relate
kiosk
to
will
the
need power, but
existing
they're gonna
building.
trench on
Yeah,
the
as you're
southern
looking
side.
at it.
Around it.
Yeah, they're gonna stay away from that detention basin.
Yeah, now, looking at it this way, I can relate to it. I was just looking at the existing building and it's coming out on a straight section. You got this, you got this. That's not bad.
Confusion.
Yeah, the existing building, that was garage and storage. The place has been there for what? Gotta be 40, 50 years, isn't it?
Over 40 years.
It's gotta be close to 50, I'm gonna
I
guess.
was on the Concom, which was over 40 years ago
Yeah.
when they did this. I know I've had a look at this and talked to a couple of people. Basically, you have a site and you're doing work within the site. You're not expanding the site.
Correct,
Not
sir.
expanding the building. You are putting in more facilities in your vacuums. Apparently, you've got something new that, I know there were old ones with just black pipes hanging
Yeah.
over.
These will be a little more modernized.
Yeah, and you're cleaning up some of the, fixing some of the drainage, and then you're gonna repave the whole thing.
Yep.
And it's, other than when it was initially done, we didn't have a water resource protection.
You did not, no.
There was,
I believe Conservation had a fight to get them to put the drainage that was in there. Wasn't it out in the back? That there was questions of the wetlands, they had to put some swales and stuff in.
I can't remember. I know it was a few issues, but we got it all through, but our water resource came in the mid-90s, and then it was completely redesigned probably, 2010 or something. So, we got to incorporate that now. And a town planner had written a proposed motion. This approval applies only to the project that lies within the boundaries of 790 North Main Street, and it is the responsibility of the owner to secure any and all approvals necessary outside of the boundary. I believe there's one corner that they got an encroachment over the line.
Existing, yes.
Yeah, they did. But they're not doing anything. There's
No
activity.
construction activities
No,
on that encroachment.
So any improvements or cleaning up is all within.
Contained within the
Okay.
existing
So
property boundaries.
We can leave this language in there. And a copy of this decision is to be recorded with Plymouth County and an as-built plan. One of the things that isn't in here is anything with any, everything must remain in its original containers. Anything like, if you have anything, I don't know whether your soap is considered a, a detriment to the water resource, because we have some language we put in all of them, just about all of them. Can't think of it exactly.
All the water is what do they call it? Goes through filters and
Yeah,
reclaimed and
there's-
stuff, isn't it?
And
There's a
the
drain
diamond
system
rock
throughout
inside.
the wash bays areas that are contained on site. They don't flow off site.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are connected to the city of Rockland Sewer, aren't you?
Yes, I believe it is. Sewer goes off to the northeasterly side towards North Main Street.
Yeah, there's a sewer line on, in fact, you can see the manholes, about 10 feet behind the sidewalk. Maybe further up, maybe up on the next property, you see them, right across from Monty's.
So we're not planning on any changes to the sewer system,
No.
infrastructure.
So this is basically a modernize and upgrade
Yes,
the existing site.
but because it's in a resource
Yes.
area, we had to file.
You
for a
gotta
special-
upgrade that too.
Right.
Any questions, concerns, anything you want to talk about before we vote on it?
Are you set with Concom?
So they are waiting on you,
Oh, okay.
and
Can
So,
never
but
remember who waits on who.
we've had 2 rounds of changes to the plan, and essentially, once they hear from planning board, they'll make a vote on the motion.
You basically already told me today.
Okay. They told me at the meeting that the 2 departments communicate between one another,
Yes,
so.
we do. We have a very good report. We both want the same thing, so it's easy to do. Anything we want to talk about before we close the public hearing? I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
I'll now entertain a motion to, no, you know what we gotta do? We gotta,
Is this a special permit?
Mm.
yeah. This special, we gotta go through, we gotta read through all that stuff.
I know across the street it's a lot of protection, but
Yeah, it is.
I think it's only needed because of the changes originally to the bylaws.
when that place first opened up, about once an hour. they
She's
took
got it
the
on
mirrors
page
off her car.
14, Hugh. Page
The
14.
drive-through thing, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody come in,
And got the,
that trough that you put your tire in,
Oh, yeah.
somebody would lean too far and the mirrors would, it would just catch a mirror if your tongue out to them. Family lived in town that Richard built that, was it?
yeah, they lived down on,
Hatch on, not
No,
over off
South
South
Street.
Street.
yeah, south something
Yeah,
is,
they had like 6 of them at one time.
yeah, I know.
They were in
I
Holbrook.
know they had one in Halifax.
Yep, they bought, they bought the one that was in Halifax. Then there was one out on 37 in, where you went to, in Holbrook?
Yeah, there's one in
That
Holbrook,
direction.
yeah.
I think they had maybe 4.
Okay, we've got to make some findings. And that's site plan guidelines. And the, and 14 is site plan guidelines, where is it?
On page 14,
Yeah, that's for the site plan.
site plan, and the
And we need all the sites. Okay, there. She's got it down. I gotta go to the book. Okay. We have to make a finding, considerations for approval of a special permit. 7.5.3.1. The special permit granting shall not approve any such application for special permit unless it finds that in its judgment, use of the site is in harmony with the general purpose and intent of this bylaw and subject to and consistent with the conditions, safeguards, and limitations herein set forth, subject to the following conditions. A, specific site is appropriate location for such use, structure, and conditions. B, the uses as developed and operated will not adversely affect the neighborhood. C, there will be no nuisance or hazard to vehicles or pedestrians of volume greater than the capacity of the streets. D, adequate and appropriate facilities be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. Access to the site of the street is appropriate for the type of vehicle. And then 7.5.3.2, in addition to the items listed, any such items for use in the water resource shall be subject to the following conditions. The use is appropriate to hydrology, natural topography, soils, and other characters of the site to be developed. The use will not, during construction here, have any adverse environmental effect. And C, the use will not adversely any existing designated well. Also, we gotta go into the zoning one, it's another one we gotta do.
7.2,
7.2 and 7.5.
All right, 7 point, we did 7.5, 7.2. This is the special permits in general.
she has a lot of them listed on page 14, are we gonna add those?
No, that is in, this is 7.2 is a site plan.
Okay,
Um,
4.6 Water Resource Protection District.
uh, 7.4. Okay, then we also, so we have to be able to vote that all of those things, conditions have been met. Also, so that is for the special permit. So I'll entertain a motion to grant the special permit, adding the conditions that Tracy had, that only applies to the boundary. A copy of the decision will be recorded, and as-built plans will be submitted afterwards.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Mark, how do you vote?
In favor.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye.
Jerry? And I vote aye. So unanimous of the four present. Now we gotta do site plan, which is the guidelines set forth in section 7.2A. Seven point two A, the protection of visual corridors. B, the use of landscaping or other fencing to establish buffers and screens between incompatible uses. C, provisions of open spaces and pedestrian amenities available to the public. D, the arrangement of access points and service roads, driveways, parking, lighting, and pedestrian walkways in a manner which facilitates interior circulation and minimize conflict between vehicles and pedestrians. Ease of access, travel, and on-site movement for fire and police equipment and other emergencies. We haven't received any mail from the fire department, have we?
If we did, it's in the folder. Anything we haven't seen, we've been right on top.
Okay. Provision of underground placement of utilities. That's why you dug it all up. That's why you got to pay for it. You're doing it. Provisions for surface runoff and protection of site and adjacent properties. Concom is addressing the drainage. The siting of building structures and open spaces to permit maximum use of passive solar energy and permit maximum protection of pedestrian areas from adverse impacts of winds, vapors, and other emissions. I, historical considerations and compatibility with abutting properties in the area and provisions of maintenance of public areas. We've got to also find that they meet all of those qualifications. I'll entertain a motion for an affirmative
So
finding.
moved.
Second.
Mark, how do you vote?
In favor.
Jim, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, unanimous of the four present. There's a 10-day appeal period, so this will be written up, filed,
It's 20,
20, excuse me.
20 days.
Fine. Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
I believe